Is ticking on one of the most popular social media apps in the country. Time will be up for TikTok in January unless something or someone steps in to save it. TikTok is not taking any chances. Now it's asking the Supreme Court to step in and block that ban, which is set to take effect on January 19th, just one day before President-elect Trump takes office. TikTok has asked the High Court to make a decision before January 6th. But the app could get a helping hand from the man set to take the White House. President-elect Trump, who in 2020 called the app a threat to America's national security, foreign policy, and economy, is now singing a new tune, one inspired by the 2024 election results.
You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. TikTok had an impact, and so we're taking a look at it.
Met with TikTok CEO Shou Chew at his Mar-a-Lago estate. Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George joins us now live from Washington. And Joe, all right, give it to us straight. Is TikTok going away? Do you think Trump can save it? What are we looking at here?
It could go away, and Trump could save it, right? I mean, this is really an interesting time frame for TikTok. And I got to be honest with you, Holly, there's a lot going on in the world, but this is the story that a lot of my friends are texting me about and asking me about. Is this really going to happen? I think that speaks volumes to just how many people use TikTok these days to get their news, to get their entertainment. Think of the amount of small businesses that use TikTok to attract customers. TikTok's a side hustle for some content creators out there. In fact, in court filings, TikTok indicated that a 1-month ban of the app in the United States would result in $1 billion in lost productivity, economic revenue across the country. This story has a little bit of everything. There's economic implications, entertainment implications, national security implications. As a reminder to our viewers streaming along with us here on Scripps, earlier this year, lawmakers came together in the name of national security to pass this legislation forcing TikTok's parent company ByteDance to sell TikTok by mid-January or face this ban, again in the name of national security. ByteDance obviously doesn't want to sell TikTok, and that's why they're fighting this in the courts and lobbying to President-elect Trump himself. First to the Supreme Court developments in the last 24 hours or so. This was expected. Lawyers for TikTok going to the High Court, asking for this ban to be paused, to be heard in oral arguments eventually. They argue, attorneys for TikTok argue, that a ban would violate Americans' free speech. Meanwhile, you have yesterday, again, Monday was a busy day for this story, TikTok's CEO meeting with President-elect Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago to discuss this. We've seen a lot of big tech CEOs fly to South Florida to meet with the president-elect on various issues. TikTok CEO joining the list. And then in that clip that you played at the top there, the president-elect during a press conference at Mar-a-Lago was asked his thoughts on this, and he called it a warm spot, attributing some of his numbers related to the 2024 election to favorable TikTok videos. What we haven't heard from yet from the Trump transition team is specifics here. Would there be a directive to agencies to not enforce a TikTok ban? That's a possibility. Would there be an effort to try and repeal this legislation through Congress? But that can take time, and to some degree, time is of the essence. Remember, interesting dates involved here. January 19th is when this TikTok ban could take effect. January 20th is when President-elect Trump takes over as commander-in-chief. So we'll stay on top of this, Holly. Obviously, this is a big talker for millions of Americans right now.
It is. You get to the point like, who needs Netflix? We've got this, and we've got you, Joe, so thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George in Washington for us. We appreciate it.